Welcome to Fantasy Kingdom. I'm your host, Mikey. That is Howie. Welcome to week 15.
Howdy.
It's week 15 already, man. Playoffs are just around the corner.
It's crazy.
Real NFL playoffs.
I know.
Some fantasy playoffs have started today.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how these happen. And Spin's already in the comments
Wow.
asking questions and said he told me to bench Addison over someone and Addison drops 35. Listen, I benched Addison too in one of mine. It happens, and maybe can't be mad though because Josh Allen. yeah. Josh Allen just went crazy last week. Allen or Goff? Allen all the time. So we'll just jump right into it. Spence asking Addison, Devonta Smith, or BTJ.
Well, they're all number twos, kind of. Let's see. Who's Minnesota playing? Yeah, I gotta get some light in here.
Minnesota has
Chicago.
Chicago's
at Minnesota.
So they're at home. So they're in the dome.
In the dome. I'm gonna go with Addison on this one. Well,
it's a Monday nighter too.
Yeah. The Eagles are playing
Pittsburgh. Yeah, I'm probably going Addison. I don't know if I'm going to play BTJ again this year because of Mac Jones.
Yeah, plus they're against the Jets this week, and as sucky as the Jets are, they got a good defense.
They have an okay defense.
Well, against Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Against Jacksonville, anybody's, good. I would go Addison this week. But you know me, if I say go Addison, you should probably go Devonta because I haven't been hitting those at all recently.
That's going to be a weird game. No, there's no telling who they're going to go to because it could end up a run game, it could end up a pass game. They're in Philly. Both teams want it bad. 10-3 and 11-2. I'm pulling for Pitt.
Oh, of course, you're an NFC East guy.
Well, we're not gonna catch them. Not if they're 11.
But you still want them to lose at all times.
Oh well, it wouldn't hurt.
Addison or McConkey. McConkey's questionable still.
Right.
So depending on if he plays or not.
If McConkey's playing and he's healthy, I go with McConkey.
Yeah. Because he's the number one.
Yeah. And you know what? If McConkey's not playing, Josh Palmer's out there. You might be able to pick him up, and he's slipping right in. He'll slip right into that offense.
Yeah, and the good thing is, Addison plays Monday night, so you can have McConkey chilling in your lineup and just pull him out if he doesn't play.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you don't have to actually make that decision. And if McConkey plays, you play him. If he doesn't, then you swap him out for Addison.
That's the simplest answer.
I think that's probably the best way to go. I do like the Josh Palmer play if McConkey doesn't go.
Worst comes to worst.
He stepped in as the number one before during the Keenan and Mike Williams years when they were both down.
Yeah.
Herbert trusts him. He came back and he looked good last week.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays. Speaking of the injuries, what do we got on tap for injuries this week?
Quite a few, actually. If you count McConkey, then you got Kincaid and Njoku, Mo Alley Cox, Josh Downs. Evan Ingram is out for the season. Hollywood.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hollywood may or may not come in. He messed up something. What do you call it? The labrum.
The labrum in the shoulder.
So that's like the coating in that bone, and you tear that. Now you got bone on bone.
Yeah.
Probably my problem, but I don't play for an NFL team, so they're never going to fix it. Let's see. Hollywood, he might be back. AOC doesn't look like he's coming. Carr's out. Goddard's out, but that Calcaterra guy is picked up nicely for him.
Yep.
Bucky Irving's out. Eckler's out. Pickens is out. Canine is doubtful. Brees Hall is trending upward.
I did see that.
Cedric Tillman is out. Pollard is questionable. Noah Brown for the Skins is out. He got a kidney problem. Drew Lock
Ooh.
doubtful. So what's that mean? Tommy DeVito going to be quarterback in the Giants.
Tommy Cutlets.
Tommy Cutlets, and then DeMarcado for Phoenix is out. So that's going to give a little bit more to Connor, maybe a little something to Benson.
Okay, nice. Appreciate you doing that work. Scott says green, or hot.
I went with hot, with red.
You went with hot. We did the Addison McConkey. Scott asked Gibbs, Montgomery, or Cook. I'm going Gibbs and Montgomery over Cook.
Yeah.
Although I do think Cook will do well. I think I said it last night on our Bills Lions preview show. I think he's going to get about 60 and a touchdown, and then he'll have a smattering of receiving yards.
He's having the same trouble Saquon is once they get inside the 10.
Well, I can't say that.
His quarterback wants to steal all the touchdowns.
No, I wouldn't say that. Last week, yes, that happened, but not normally. He has 11 rushing touchdowns this year.
He's doing good. No, Gibbs and I like Gibbs and Montgomery, even though they're both in the same backfield.
Yeah,
it's one of the backfields where they can both score.
What, you don't think the Bills' rushing defense can shut those guys down?
That'd be an interesting game.
That was a joke. God Squad says, I can't believe I traded Jamar and Jacobs. I sold so hard. Yeah, that was a rough one. Kincaid and Njoku.
She's both hurt.
Kincaid is going to play this week. He's trending to playing. Njoku now. Is Njoku actually going to play, or is he out?
I didn't see that he was out. If I didn't put anything next to him, he's questionable.
Okay. So he's questionable.
But if he plays, he's the guy.
So let's look. Where does that sit? Njoku plays in the morning and Kincaid plays in the afternoon. So I would play Njoku over Kincaid. This is Kincaid's first game back. So I would put him in the lineup. And then if he doesn't play, make the switch. Because Njoku plays first and then Kincaid plays in the afternoon.
Yeah, you'll know if Njoku's playing.
Yeah. And if Njoku is gonna play, then you play him. If Njoku and Tillman are out and the Eagles always run the ball, am I crazy wanting to start Elijah Moore over Devonta Smith? Are you crazy? No, but Jerry Jeudy's the play from there. The Eagles have a really good pass defense too. So if you have someone where you can not play it in that game, I would go elsewhere in that game.
Yeah.
Scotty with the super chat. Let me go get him his lovely horn. I'll give him his one-time horn.
Now you gotta. Now you also have to ask an intelligent question.
Yeah, thanks for telling me. I'm actually learning. Got to give me one horn though. No, it's all good. Yeah, just ask. He has been asking questions though, so I'll give him that. That's why I gave him his horn.
Okay.
Because he has been giving up there asking questions.
I saw somebody kick in $50 yesterday in your show.
Yes. That was Kelly Blitz. God Squad, Tank Bisbee or Gus, leaning Tank.
I'm leaning Tank.
I'm leaning Tank too. Gus is on the downside of his career. I also saw him subbed out a ton.
Yeah.
Last week.
He's got that Vidal kid coming up against him.
Yeah.
JK's out, so Vidal probably will supplant Gus at some point. So I would look at Tank.
Yeah, I would look at Tank. And also, the Jets can be run on.
Yeah. I mean, that could be a weird game. That could be the game that both of those teams finally have a great game because they're both so bad.
Spence says, I picked up Lamar Jackson, Kittle, and Kyren for my team this week. Kyren actually had a pretty decent game for you, considering he didn't get any touchdowns. Kittle did well. Lamar should just murder the Giants.
Yeah, that could be.
That's a juicy matchup.
Who's the backup from Lamar?
Who's the
He
backup of Lamar?
He
I
might
don't
see
know.
some time today.
Yeah, I have no idea who the Lamar's backup is.
Henry and Lamar might be sitting on the bench come third quarter.
Right. So going back to this question, if I had to choose one over the other, I'm going Devonta. I am. I don't trust Elijah Moore. Judy's going to be the man there.
Yeah, Elijah Moore comes out of nowhere every now and then with some points, but it's few and far between.
You know, but if I had a choice to not play either one of them, I don't think I'd play either one of them in that game. Like I've benched AJ Brown in my game. I just it's one of those things. Yeah. I don't trust it. The Steelers have a really good defense. So it'll be interesting to see what the Steelers look like against that defense.
Yeah.
Worthy, Westbrook, Downs, Braylon Allen, flex 2.
I bet Downs is questionable.
If Downs plays, he's definitely 1.
Yeah.
I'm also probably playing Braylon Allen if Hall isn't back. If Hall's back, Allen is out. And then is this Westbrook Akine? Because man,
he's good for a touchdown.
Yep.
But he's very touchdown dependent. If he doesn't get a touchdown, you're
not getting much from him.
Not getting much from
These
him.
aren't great options. I might be out in the waiver wire looking for Palmer.
Yeah, because Worthy's playing against Cleveland. They're tough defense.
Worthy, it doesn't get a ton anyways.
No, he doesn't. And Hollywood might come back.
Oh, he's gonna start practicing. He'll be back.
He's gonna start practicing.
Yeah,
okay.
He's gonna start practicing. But
Worthy's
not a real fantasy play this year, anyways.
You might want to be looking at the way we are.
I love Downs. I mean, if Breece Hall doesn't come back, you want to play Allen. Allen would be fantastic. Start here. But if I have to go off of these two guys, I'm probably going Westbrook, Akine, and Downs if Downs plays. Problem is, a lot of these guys are like all, tied to questionable guys.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be tough. Herbert or Knicks on Sunday? Ooh, that is a great question.
Okay.
I'm looking. Who does Herbert have?
Denver's got Indy.
Okay. They can be thrown on.
And the Chargers have Tampa Bay.
Man, I think Knicks has more weapons.
I think Knicks has a better setup.
Yeah.
On this game because
if McConkey's there,
no slouch.
Yeah,
they got a decent defense, and I think Knicks has been kind of on fire. He's just coming off the bye. They're all rested. I'm going to go with Knicks. I don't want to go with Knicks because I got that bet on him for the season, but I can't deny that he's definitely making a move.
Yeah. Now, if McConkey's back, Herbert's going to look better. Herbert's also playing through an injury.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going Knicks this week too. I think Knicks has the better supporting cast as well. Herbert's like more talented by all measure, but it's not always about the talent. It's about what you got around you.
Didn't I hear that at one point Knicks and Herbert played against each other in college or whatever? And
yeah, Knicks played college for like 7 years.
I know. Yeah,
he started at Auburn and ended up in Oregon.
Yeah, he's a rookie, and Herbert's been in there for like 4 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy.
That's kind of an interesting stat.
All right. Get Coleman off of waivers. Coleman wouldn't be a bad pickup either. He's coming back. I'll be interested to see what the Bills' offense looks like now that they're going to be fully healthy on that side of the ball.
They'll be in that situation where they almost have too many mouths to feed.
Well, the good thing is this year, Josh doesn't care who gets the ball.
Right. But I'm saying from a fantasy point of view.
Yeah.
From a Buffalo point of view, it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
From a fantasy point of view, it's Coleman, Cooper,
Coleman, Cooper, Shakir, Kincaid, Knox, Cook.
And Josh.
Yeah.
Because Josh eats off of everybody's plate. You know, I
They
can
just
see him
line
at
up and he takes
Thanksgiving
what he
say,
wants.
Hey, that turkey leg looks good. I want it. You know,
Right? He just
but-
has them line up and he takes what he wants.
but they're almost at that point where you can get a lot of Buffalo guys, but it's a mouth to feed thing. Dobbs, I don't think is he back in yet? I think he's hurt
Romeo Dobbs, is he back? Let me see.
because they were talking a lot about Watson and Reed yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Let me see what's going on with Dobbs. If I can find him on here. Down. The good thing about Josh Downs earlier, for the guy who asked the question earlier, he's trending positive right now.
Yeah.
Oh, did you talk about Sterling Shepard? Because he's questionable. Now it could be a big loss for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but that's just good for McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the kid's name.
I'm not even seeing Dobbs on here.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Dobbs is very relevant right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
And Musgrave is trending back. So they're going to have 2 tight ends to throw to also besides all those other guys.
Yeah. Calvin Austin III is not a great play either. At this point, I mean, I think he's a better play than Dobbs this week, but I might be looking out in the waiver wire to see if I can get something better.
Yeah, I've got a ton of names for the waiver wire just in case. Let's see. What are you looking for? You're looking for a wide receiver?
Yep.
Tim Patrick.
Yeah. I go Knicks. Herbert's not consistent enough for fantasy, and Knicks has been consistently getting over 15 points. Spen's not wrong.
No.
Hollins eats as well. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
About Hollins, and he's been tearing it up.
He has. He's bringing barefooting back.
Pitt's been using more Austin more. Okay, that's good to know. With Pickens out, Austin should get more. But man, against that Philly D, they have 2 really good corners. In Slay and the rookie Mitchell. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah,
I have a feeling it's gonna be a low scoring game.
I think there's going to be a lot of low scoring games that people think are going to be nutso. Like the Buffalo Detroit game. I'm saying 27-24, but I'm not picking a winner.
Okay. There's a lot of people think everyone looked at Buffalo last week against the Rams, right? And they saw this, super high, and then they look at the Lions offense and said, "Oh, it's super good." But look at the Rams this week. Every game's different.
Oh yeah.
They scored 12 points, so it happens. Pickens out, so Austin good. Yeah, Austin. I also look at the waiver wire, see what's out there. I'm always looking at the waiver wire to see what's out there. All right, so let's jump into the studs from week 14. Obviously, on quarterback, Josh Allen led the way. He had the highest fantasy total ever since they started doing it. When he went for 424 total yards with 6 touchdowns, no turnovers.
What's funny about that was that I played you, and he got 61 points, and nobody on your team, the rest of your fantasy team scored. One guy scored 14.
Yep.
And the rest, not one of them broke like 10, more than 10.
I wasted a Josh Allen 61 point effort.
I had in my show league, I had Josh, I had Cooper, and I had I can never get his name.
Which one?
The third receiver for Buffalo.
Shakir.
God, I drafted him and I've been using him the whole time. But yeah, I had that stack and they came through nicely for me.
Yeah, Shakir had a good game too.
Yeah.
If he got tackled at the 1, or it would have been a real big day for Shakir.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that one.
If he could have got in, that would have been chef's kiss. But then Sam Darnold, one of Josh's best friends, with a 48.5.
Yeah.
He went for 5 touchdowns. The crazy part is Sam Darnold would have been the toast of the town if not for that game that Josh and
Oh yeah.
and Stafford had. He got buried
Yeah.
because of it.
Yeah. It's like who?
Yeah. Don't worry, Mikey McDermott's the same with Allen. Wasted Josh's 61-point effort. Yes, he did. Then Joey B, who's having a killer season this year.
Yeah.
Too
bad his defense can't keep up.
Yep. You know, it's why it's a team game. It's why everyone that wants to make wins a quarterback stat. You can't, because Joe Burrow's done everything he possibly can and loses. You know, he went for 369, 3-1. And then honorable mention, Jared Goff, who had a good game. He went 283, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. Tua went 331, 2 touchdowns. Tua gets stats regardless if they win or lose. They leave him in garbage time and let him just pad his stats.
Talk about garbage time. Jonnu Smith in that game.
Oh, God, right?
Doesn't get a catch, doesn't get a top ball thrown to him till overtime, and he still comes out with 13 points.
Yeah. And then the last honorable mention for quarterbacks is Brock Purdy. 325, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. But, man, he looked like trash on Thursday night. He did not look good on Thursday night.
Yeah, it was definitely it's like did really good one week and then boom.
Holly Brown didn't hurt his labrum, but he hurt it. That's
he fell on his bicycle.
Yeah, but he's getting ready to return, so we'll see what I'm not sure that's going to really change their offense all that much, but hey, another fast receiver. You have the fastest guy, one of the fastest guys in the NFL already, and they don't use him. So
right.
From a running back standpoint, Zach Charbonnet led the way with 38.3.
Look good too.
And with K9 out, you're going to see him again this week. Isaac Garundo, the 3rd string running back, and really the 4th string running back for the 49ers, with 26.8. He looked good on Thursday night too, even battling an ankle.
108 yards.
Yeah. Like, you could put any running back in that Shanahan system and it just seems to work.
Yeah.
Richard White.
Yeah.
24.9. And with Bucky Irving still hurt, you're going to see more White, more Sean Tucker.
Right.
Honorable mentions, we had Josh Jacobs at 24.6, Chase Brown at 24.3, and then Kyron Williams at 23.7. Wide receivers. Jamar Chase led the way with 45.1. Puka, who just killed the Bills, with 41.8. Jordan Addison with 39.3. And then honorable mentions, you had Justin Jefferson. Talk about a day for the Vikings.
Oh yeah.
Addison and Jefferson both went off.
That's
Addison
more rare.
Yeah, 8 for 133 and 3 touchdowns. Jefferson 7 for 132 and 2 touchdowns.
That's crazy. Lately, running backs have been doing okay in the same backfield, but it's rare when 2 receivers can eat like that.
Right? Like they couldn't share a little bit of love with Hawkinson, those jerks. And then Tyreek Hill, we had a Tyreek Hill sighting.
Finally,
28.1. He went for 10 for 115 and a touch.
I had him all the way down to flex in that game. He was one stage away from being benched.
Aren't you glad you didn't?
I almost benched him for Tyrone Tracy.
Oh,
that's how bad.
That would have been a bad move. And then the last wide receiver in the honorable mentions was Juwan Jennings, who had 28. Didn't look great Thursday night, but he did look good.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's the guy when they got to go to.
Kalita says, "Hey fellas, pick one: MHJ or Malik Neighbors."
MHJ.
Who does the Cardinals play? Cardinals got the Patriots.
Oh, Harrison. Okay.
Yep. And the Giants have the Ravens, but they have Tommy Cutlets going. God, I want to say Neighbors, but I don't know if I have no idea if they're going to score a point. So
in Arizona, I think Harrison's got the best chance, but Malik's been getting all the volume. You know, even with Tommy,
all 6 targets that because they can't get a first down.
I know
Like that offense is horrible. I'm probably going Neighbors over Marvin Harrison. Marvin's gonna get Christian Gonzalez, who's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted him a couple years ago in the draft for Washington, and we didn't get him.
I'd probably go Neighbors this week. I don't trust the Cardinals offense at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's we went to wide receivers, so let's go to tight ends. George Kittle, who's been really solid this year. Usually he's up and down. This year he's just been solid all year long.
He's always like the best football player on the team.
But like fantasy relevance.
Well, look at what they've had to deal with. It's like Ayuk goes out, CMC is out, Debo is sick. It's luckily he isn't dinged up, but he's got to get the volume because he's the only one to go to him and Jennings, really.
Yeah, he went 6 for 151 for 21 points. Njoku had 17.2. Juwan Johnson had 15. And then there wasn't a great tight end set after that, but McBride was honorable mention at 14. Michael Mayer outdid his counterpart, the rookie sensation Brock Bowers.
Wow.
He had 13.8 because Brock didn't do anything last week.
Well, they had like 2 or 3 quarterbacks in that game too.
Yeah,
because AOC got hurt.
Yep, and then Pat Freiermuth came in with 13.8, and that closes out our studs for week 14. All right, just a friendly reminder: next week's Thursday night matchup, Denver at the Chargers. So make sure you get your plays in, as it will be playoff time for almost all leagues starting next week. You want to make sure you put your guys in before we see you again next Saturday. All right, coming in here, Clea says I got one more. Pick 2: Achane, Kamara, Rico Dowdle. I'm going Achane, and I'm probably going Dowdle. I love Kamara, but he's the only thing that they have.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to stack the box on because there's nobody else.
Yeah,
I don't even know. Yeah, and we could watch Kamara go off for like 250.
Like Kamara, I always play him anyways because he's a must start because he can do things. But if you're looking for upside, you want Achane and Dowdle.
Yeah.
If you're just looking for your floors, you want Achane and Kamara.
Yeah, Dowdle's been moving up the ranks.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we've got him going in another little one of our goodies later. So yeah, he's someone to look at.
Breece Hall's kind of hurt, but likely to play, or DeAndre Swift. Who does Chicago have again? Chicago's playing Minnesota. I'm probably if Breece plays, I'm playing Breece.
Yeah, against Jacksonville.
Yeah, and the Minnesota's defense is really good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And Swift, had a brief, "Hey, how you doing?" about 4 or 5 weeks back, but hasn't done anything since.
Spin comes in and says quarterback Allen and Jackson, Kittle, Kelsey, Bozeman defense, Vikings running back Brown, Kamara. Jesus, this is a killer team.
This is that guillotine league is.
Yeah,
where he gets to pick guys up every time
someone loses their whole roster, goes out.
They lose their whole roster, so he goes in.
That's a killer. That's gonna be tough to beat, though. That lineup.
I'd like to see some. I'd like to see some of those the other lineups in that league because they all get the same. You
just have dummies in your league. Yeah, that's the guillotine league he plays in. So if
that's why I wish I could see the other.
Yeah, you're done. That's a killer lineup though. This is I'm weak on receivers. Yeah. Chase, McConkey, Judy.
Real
Listen, Judy and Chase are your leaders there. Like Judy's been tearing it up with Jameis.
Yeah. The rest of them are secondary guys, though. I mean, McConkey when he's playing good is good, but he's been out a lot. Chase and Judy are your number one. Moore is good now and then. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, a little weak on receivers, but that's okay.
And I'm betting in his league that the waiver wire is almost non-existent.
Right.
Because, well, who knows? There might be a lot of guys sitting on the waiver wire. If whole teams are getting wiped out, there might be a gem out there. Take a look. Because you can play, situational football from here on out. Doesn't have to be a star. Just look at his matchups the next couple of weeks.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, he has only 4 teams remaining. I bet you they're all just stacked.
Yeah.
All 4 of those teams are just totally stacked.
But this is why you want to look at matchups and the waiver wire. Because I guarantee you there's a gem out there that's going to be playing against somebody in week 15 that are going to smoke. And we're going to go, God, why didn't I pick that guy up?
Right. Okay, so we're gonna jump in here. For those that have a league like Spin, Allen or Jackson this week?
It's got
At Detroit or at the Giants?
Detroit, yeah, Giants. I gotta go with Jackson.
That's fine. Not
I
my
gotta go
feelings.
Lamar on that one.
Daniels or Burrow this week? Daniels at New Orleans, Burrow at Tennessee.
I'm gonna go Daniels. Yeah.
Burrow's been on a heater all year.
I know Tennessee. Well, yeah, Burrow. Yeah, this could be Burrow's week because all New Orleans got left is defense. Okay, let's go with Burrow.
Harrison, D-Hop, Thielen, Swift, Warren, Bigsby are all free agents. I'd go Harrison or D-Hop over a couple of the guys that you got.
Yeah.
When you're looking there, I would take both those guys over Myers or BTJ.
Yeah. Even J-Mo's not for sure.
Yeah. I might swap a couple of those guys. I might get rid of Myers. I might grab both of those guys, take D-Hop and Marvin, and get rid of Myers and J-Mo or BTJ. BTJ has Mac Jones thrown to him. He's not going to do much. Laporta, Kincaid, and Henry are also free agents. Laporta, I mean, you have great tight ends already, but Laporta has a beautiful matchup this week against Buffalo.
Yeah, he does.
But your tight ends are Kelsey and Kittle. You can't go wrong there.
Right.
I might drop another one of those receivers and grab Laporta, have Kelsey, Kittle, and Laporta, and then play the matchup.
Yeah, hell, you could play 2 tight ends then.
Yep.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. Just you have options. You have options. All right. Darnold or Tua? Darnold versus Chicago, Tua at Houston. He has to play 2 tight ends. Then absolutely drop one of those receivers. Grab Laporta as your third, and gives you options.
Yeah.
Then what you do here is you get rid of Myers, you get rid of J-Mo, and you get rid of BTJ. Grab the two other receivers and your tight end.
Yeah, I like that.
You have plenty of you have Chase, you have McConkey, you have Judy, you have Moore, you have Adams, you have Smith. All those guys are playing way before you play Myers, BTJ, Addison, or J-Mo. Hey, Beth, how you doing? But I like the options that you have. Okay. Did you give me Darnold or Tua?
Darnold.
You going Darnold over Tua? All right. We talked about Herbert, Knicks, Mahomes or Goff. Mahomes at Cleveland, Goff at home versus Buffalo.
Little Goff.
Addison after that monster week, or keep Malik Neighbors in with doo-doo quarterback play. Here's the problem. Everyone's going to be chasing that dragon of that monster Addison week. He gets a couple of those a year, but it's not consistent.
Yeah.
Although I still trust Addison more than I trust Neighbors this week.
Yeah. I mean, you said it yourself. The quarterback play is going to be the big difference in that one.
If Locke was in there, I would say go Neighbors. Like, I think Locke's a better quarterback than Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, but he's doubtful.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I'd keep Addison in there. That's just me, though. All right. Did you give me Mahomes or Goff?
Goff.
You going Goff? Okay.
Hey, he's indoor.
What?
He's indoors.
Yep. Mayfield or Love? Mayfield at the Chargers. Love at Seattle. Mayfield indoors.
I'm gonna go with Mayfield.
He's indoors too.
Yeah.
All right. Winston or Drake May?
There's the two quarterbacks I had for deep diggers.
If you had to pick one, which one you going with?
Okay. Who's New England? New England's got they got Arizona, and Jameis has got Kansas. I'm gonna go with Drake May. He's gonna get some more legs out of him and more interceptions out of Jameis.
Geno or Aaron Rodgers?
Ooh, Geno.
Rodgers has got Jacksonville.
Yeah. Geno needs to win.
Geno's got Green Bay. Big difference in defenses.
I'm telling you, Geno loves to throw that damn thing. I'm going to go with Geno. I could be wrong.
The roller coaster of Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson without Pickens?
God. Kirk Cousins is becoming the Pitts of Atlanta. It's like he's supposed to be good, but he's not lately.
Yeah. He's gone, no touchdowns, 8 interceptions in his last 4 games.
Yeah, I can't go with Kirk.
But it's not a great Russell Wilson game either, going against Philly without his weapon.
I'm still going to go with Wilson.
All right. I like it. I can respect it. Bryce Young or Will Levis?
Carolina's got Dallas, so that's a good thing for him. Levis has got Cincinnati. I'm going to go with Levis.
Okay.
He's going against the worst defense.
I got 2 more quarterback ones for you. Cooper Rush or Mac Jones?
Cooper Rush or Mac Jones. Wow. Jacksonville's got.
Jacksonville's got the Jets. Cooper's got Carolina.
I'm going to go with Jones.
All right, you're going to love this one. Desmond Ridder versus Atlanta or Tommy DeVito versus Baltimore?
I'll go with Ridder.
Spin. Why would Cooper or Jones be on anyone's team? Listen, you could be in a 16, 18, 20 team league. Like Howie and I played in one where people were drafting Brett Favre after he retired. Yeah. Because it was such a deep league. It's so many guys.
14 teams, 14 rounds, and a bunch of drunks.
Yep.
Luckily, most of them were in New York, so we didn't have to deal with it. But
yep.
Yeah, it got to the point where it was like, what the hell? I got 4 pages of list of everybody's checked off. So and then you got those leagues where you have 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah. So if you have 14 teams and everyone's playing 2 quarterbacks, and then they have backup, and then they may have a backup too. Yeah. You might need Jones or them. He says, my league has 2 starting quarterbacks and usually 3 on the bench with 10 teams, and they're still not on the teams. But if you add 6 more teams, that, that's 12 more quarterbacks. You're going to need those. So, did you give me the Ridder or the DeVito?
I said Ridder.
You said Ridder? Okay.
I like Tommy better, but I'll go with Ridder.
All righty. Let's go Chase Brown or Chuba Hubbard.
Ooh.
Brown at Tennessee, Hubbard versus at home versus Dallas.
Chuba.
Okay. Gibbs or Montgomery this week?
Ooh. Gibbs. That's going to be close.
Allen or Spencer Rattler? Josh Allen. All day. What player from each of your fantasy teams disappointed you the most this season?
Tyreek Hill.
that was an easy layup for you. Let me go look at my team real quick and see who. I want to say really probably Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
For me. Like I thought Dalton was going to do something. Like the rest of my team's done pretty well. You know, Dalton was just a giant bust. Or Pacheco, who got hurt. You know,
well, that you can't really, you know.
Yeah, but actually disappointed this year, I would definitely say Dalton. You know, the team that didn't make the playoffs at Mafia Sports Report. CMC by far. Oh God, CMC was bad. I didn't have CMC in any of my leagues though. I had Saquon in most of my leagues, and he became this year's CMC, which was beautiful. He said CMC for me since it was my first pick in the draft. That happened to a lot of people. That happened to a lot of people this year. CMC was the, hands down number one overall, and just chucked it. Did you give me Gibbs or Montgomery?
Gibbs.
Gibbs. Okay. I like it. Jacobs or Connor?
Jacobs.
Kamar or Charbonnet?
Charbonnet.
Dodal or Brian Johnson Jr.?
Brian Johnson.
All right. I like that.
Brian Johnson?
Brian Robinson Jr.
Robinson.
Yeah, Brian Robinson Jr.
Robinson.
So I was looking at Johnson underneath. Aaron Jones or Jonathan Taylor?
Jones.
Taylor's one that you could probably put up there if you had him as your most disappointing running back.
Yeah, I was going to say that he would be a very disappointing.
He hasn't done great this year at all. Spickington says I'm in first place in 3 of my leagues going into the playoffs. 1 got eliminated. My Gilton league, only 4 people left. Yeah, that's beautiful. There's still games to play. Mikey and Kincaid has been hurt. For 4 games, but he has not been fantasy relevant at all. He's been good, for what the Bills need him to do, but fantasy wise, hasn't been relevant.
Mm-hmm.
That's why fantasy football is so much more volatile than other fantasy sports. You're going to get hammered with injuries. Yeah. And a lot of it's luck. You got to hope they go off that week. It's rough. Okay. We got Ramondre or Rashard White?
White.
Cook or Pacheco?
Cook.
Tracy Jr. or Swift?
Tracy Jr.
Najee or Bigsby?
Bigsby.
Yeah, Bigsby or Najee? I like it. Gus the Bus or Javonte Williams? Neither one of them are doing great.
Well, you just don't know who's going to take off in that Denver
right?
offense.
That's why I'm asking the question.
I'm going to go with Javonte.
All right. Tajay Spears or Nick Chubb?
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna see if Chubb can. I don't think either one of them are going to score more than 10 points. But I'm going to go with Chubb.
I like it. I like it a lot. St. Brown or Nico?
Ooh, they're going to be all over St. Brown, throwing to Patrick this week. So I'm going to go with Nico.
Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill?
Jefferson.
AJ Brown or Mike Evans?
Evans.
McLaurin or CeeDee Lamb? McLaurin at New Orleans.
McLaurin.
CD at Carolina.
I'm gonna go with McLaurin.
T. Higgins or Devontae Adams?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with T.
All right,
I think he's gonna be saying, "Hey, give me a little something more from last week."
Right, because he's been watching Chase just go nuts.
Yeah.
Sutton or Jackson Smith-Njigba?
Ooh.
JSN has Green Bay. Sutton has Indy.
In Seattle. Probably Sutton.
All right, I like that. Garrett Wilson or Jerry Jeudy?
Judy.
Oh, I like that.
Judy.
Neighbors or Calvin Ridley?
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna go with Ridley this week.
Okay. Zay Flowers or DJ Moore?
Flowers.
It's got the matchup. DK Metcalf or Khalil Shakir? Think if you were ever going to say those two in the same sentence.
I'm gonna go with Shakir.
Thielen?
Gonna have to throw to him.
Thielen or Jalen Waddle?
Thielen.
Harrison Jr. or Jaden Reed?
Waiver wire.
Give me one of them.
Reed.
Okay. D Hop or Keenan?
Keenan.
JMO or Amari Cooper?
Cooper.
I like it. All right, tight ends. Bowers or McBride?
Monday night. Let's see if Bowers can tear the roof off the place on Monday Night Football. Bowers.
All right. And listen, Beth, come join us anytime, whether you play fantasy or just want to learn fantasy. Scott comes in here and just listens and throws ideas out, and he's learning fantasy. It's wonderful. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
You know, that guy comes in and says, start two, Swift, McCormick, or Elijah Moore. Yo.
Well, I'll tell you what. In this game, I don't like anyone, but I like McCormick.
I like Swift and McCormick better than I like Elijah Moore.
Yeah. Moore has with what's his name out. That's helped Moore a little bit with Tillman out.
Mm-hmm.
But Swift and McCormick, you're going to get your runs from them. So yeah,
and you'll get a few passes thrown their way. I just feel like they have the higher floor.
I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of points off of any of those guys.
Me neither. But if you have to choose them,
10 or 11 points maybe.
Yep. If you have to go with, if I have to pick these guys, these are who I'm going.
Yeah.
with.
Yeah. If you're stuck, you're stuck. You know.
Yep. Absolutely. Ramondre was my biggest disappointment, I'd say. Yeah, Ramondre was a big disappointment for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know,
he was a disappointment and he was okay.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like he was terrible, but it was like, oh, come on, give me, average another 6 or 7 points a game. Yeah. Definitely Kyler's been a disappointment.
Kyler, yeah, he has been. Boswell or Jake Bates? I'm going Jake Bates.
Yeah, he's got the hot hand right now.
He's in the dome.
He's in it, yeah.
Although you can't go wrong with either of those dudes.
I know.
Boswell's is the new Justin Tucker. He's just clutch.
I think we'd ever say that. It's so weird over the years how somebody who is the stud.
I finally got Justin Tucker, and now he's crap.
Yeah. The stud finally becomes who? It's like, oh, my God. Well, it's like the whole thing with Tyreek. Last year, the league votes him the best player in the league. This year, it's like, where is he? It's like finding Waldo.
It's crazy. Yeah, I'm bad at calling anything. I'm intrigued. Hey, just come join us. Have fun. Learn about it.
Yeah.
Laporta or Otten? Oh, I like that.
That's a good one because
I'm going Laporta. Here's the thing:
Evans
since
was-
Otten was great when Evans was hurt, but the second
Yeah.
Evans came back, like Baker forgot about Otten.
Yeah. Now with Bucky out, it might help him a little bit, but I think I've been thinking all week that this could be Laporta's game.
I'm picking Laporta too. Spen comes in and says Laporta. Evans is taking all of our Otten's targets. That's the truth.
Yeah.
It was one of the reasons why I was so down on Otten early and then jumped on him the second Evans went out. Bake doesn't look his way when Evans is on the field. It's crazy. You know. Okay, let's keep going through this. Kelsey or Laporta this week?
Laporta.
All right. Hawkinson or Jonnu?
Jonnu.
Kraft or Andrews?
We'll go with Andrews because Musgrave might be back, and that could be a two tight end situation. So yeah.
Okay. Ertz or Hunter Henry?
I'm loving Ertz this week. I think
loving Ertz this
big
week. All right. Otten or Ferguson?
Ferguson.
Freiermuth or Kincaid? I think
Freiermuth.
I think he's gonna be the number one target.
I think Freiermuth might be the number one tight end this week.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be the number one target for them too.
Yeah.
Schultz or Pitts?
Pitts. Schultz. I say Pitts just because it's like talk about disappointments over the last 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Pitts.
Kmet or Alcantara?
I really like Kmet, but Alcantara is he's fit right in there where God had left off.
You're gonna love one. Noah Gray or Isaiah Likely? The backup tight ends.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Gray. Likely tends to either take them all or fade into the background.
All right. Pick one of the three. Fant, Mike Gesicki, or Tyler Conklin?
Gesicki.
Gesicki? All right.
I think Fant might even be hurt.
I'm going to give you a few defenses and you tell me what you're thinking. Ravens or Vikings? At the Giants versus Chicago.
What? I'm going to go with the Ravens because Chicago's got a few more weapons than the Giants. Giants, they got no weapons.
Right?
You know, they got no bullets in the gun.
Yeah, right. Question: 0.5 PPR projected to be pretty even. Which two are you starting? Rico Dowdle, AJ Brown, and Kamara. Love Rico matchup versus Panther, giving most yards to TDs to running backs. I'm going Dowdle and AJ Brown. I don't love Kamara's matchup.
Yeah, I like that. I'll go with that too, Dowdle and Brown.
I mean, Kamara is a guy, he can do it on his own, but man, we don't know if Carr's going to play, and if he doesn't, it's some nobody quarterback. All his receivers are hurt.
Yeah,
like he's really a one-man show there.
What is it? I had the guy's name and I can't even remember it.
Starts with an N.
Hammond or something like that.
Hager. I think it's like Hager or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, and they're going to be loading the box up on Kamara.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I'm going Dowdle and Brown.
Yeah, I see Kamara taking snaps directly from the center and all kinds of weird stuff in that game. But
he went and picked him up. Attaboy, Spin. He went and did that. So if McConkey is out, do I go Myers, Harrison, Devonta, or D-Hop?
I'm
probably going.
I might go D-Hop.
I'm either going D-Hop or Devonta. I might go D-Hop too. I'm probably leaning D-Hop over Devonta. because they're still throwing it to D Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going D Hop as well. But I love it that you made the moves. Good for you. All right, Chiefs or Commanders this week?
Well, I think they're both going to win. I think Commanders are going to have the best stats.
You know, that's the perfect answer for you then, Spen. If they both play at the same time and you may not know, then that answers Devonta.
Yeah.
That quickly answers your question for you. If D Hop is removed from the equation because they play at the same time, then Devonta's your go-to. But I don't think you could go wrong really with almost any of them. I wouldn't go Myers because it's Ritter, and I don't trust Ritter. So going Harrison, Devonta, or D Hop, none of it is like overly bad. You know, I would rank them D Hop, Smith, Harrison in order of how I'd play them. But if D Hop isn't going to be available, then it's Smith or Harrison. You know, at that point, who do you like better, Smith or Harrison?
Smith.
There you go. And I think that answers your problem for you, just by the way the games are laid out. Did you tell me Chiefs or Commanders?
I said Commanders.
Okay.
I said they're both going to win, but I think stats wise, Commanders will come out on top.
So mine's gonna have a 35-point fantasy game. Yep, because when I don't like someone, they go off. That's how it happens. Broncos or Eagles?
Ooh. Broncos.
All right, last one for you. Chargers or the Packers?
I would go with the Chargers defense.
All right, I like that. Okay, so last week, first Deep League Diggers. Did you go through all of them, or do you have more?
Ooh, okay, I'm just gonna read through this list. I need more light. Okay, let's see. Sincere McCormick, Stoner Smart. I like the name. tight end from the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick from Detroit, wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Thielen, of course. Calcaterra. Isaiah Davis, he's running back for the Jets. Jake Hayner, I think that's the quarterback we were talking about. Sean Tucker, Quentin Johnson, Hunter Henry, Ray McLeod, Tank Bigsby, Jameis, and then May for your quarterbacks. I'm loving Ertz this week, and I like the Josh Palmer play if you can't get hold of McConkey. Yeah, that's my deeper diggers.
All right, a couple. McCormick, 30 only owned in 35% of the league. Love that one. Isaiah Davis owned in 17% of leagues. Xavier Leggett, the rookie, only owned in 35% of leagues.
Wow.
All guys that you could probably go out and just grab that are out on the waiver wire.
Yeah, Leggett has been doing pretty good, but he's got Thielen and Moore out there catching balls, and then Chuba's coming along. And that could be, that Carolina game could probably be a really good game between them and Dallas. I mean, they're both out of it, but still, it might not be a bad game to watch. It's going to be interesting to see who wears what colors, because they're basically the same color scheme.
Right. Spen comes in and asks, defense, Chiefs or Chargers this week?
Chiefs are playing. You know what? They're playing Cleveland. There's a chance they're going to get a couple interceptions and a possible pick. So I'm going to go with Kansas City, just because of Jameis.
All right. Yeah, Jameis.
I love Jameis. Yeah, but
he likes to throw pick sixes. He'll throw you a ton of touchdowns, but he'll throw a few pick sixes too.
Yeah. No, he's not afraid to sling it.
Yeah. Spankum says, how did the Jets lose that game? Why did they try throwing the ball from the 32-yard line? The Jets are just the Jets. Like there's no other way to explain it. They're just the Jets. Okay. Hot pepper challenge last week. Howie had a Thielen with 80 yards and touch. He got you the yards. He did not get you the touch.
Right.
You know, so this week's hot pepper challenge is going to be Tim Patrick.
Yes.
80 yards and a touch.
Yeah.
X Factor last week was Cousins versus Darnold. I had Cousins, you had Darnold, and boy, did that go bad for me. So this week's X Factor is Hubbard versus Dodal. I have Hubbard, you have Dodal.
Yeah.
You are winning 8-5, and with 3 weeks left, one more win for you clinches this season.
As long as I'm leading, I'm letting you pick first too.
So, I mean, I usually pick first win because you usually come up with the matchup.
Yeah.
So
I come up with a matchup. I'm not looking. I'm trying to come up with the most equal screwed up matchup I can get.
Yep. And
Excuse
it
me.
works. It worked that way. Bless you. Bless you. Okay, Howie. Before you eat the pepper, is there anything left on your paper that we need to talk about?
Let's see. Oh, for a defense, if you're really looking for a defense this week, nobody really thinks so much about Washington, but I think Washington versus New Orleans is a really good play.
Especially if it's the backup that's going to be in there.
Yeah, I think they're going to load the box on Kamara, and I mean there is no Taysom Hill to save him. There is no.
Yeah, that was a big injury, man.
MVS, Kamara.
They have nobody to throw the ball.
That's what I'm saying. To him. They don't have anybody to do the throwing. I mean, I don't think Kamara is going to get behind center and do it all. He would want to, but he's not going to be able to. But who knows? This kid.
Are they going to go to what was that old Wildcat formation all game long?
There you go.
Run the Wildcat.
Yeah. Have the new quarterback just stand there and the ball go that way, you know.
Well, what you do is you run Jamal Williams and Kamara as the Wildcat. Yeah. Kamara's your quarterback, and then he's.
I mean, if they did that, that could totally screw my weekend up. But I'm also looking for Ertz to have a really good game.
Okay.
Here, so yeah, but
okay.
that's all the goodies I got. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, while you're eating your pepper, I'll make sure I tell everybody. We appreciate you being here. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. We would appreciate it. It's the best way to support this channel. Is it hot? Kind of tasty?
I don't want to let any oxygen
in. So if I ask you questions and let oxygen in, it's not too bad. And it's fantasy playoff time. It's okay. Okay. And it's fantasy playoff time, guys. So make sure you guys get out there. You know, I wish everyone the best of luck in their playoffs. Howie and I will be back next week at the same time, 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. For Howie, I'm Mikey, and we're out here.
One more thing. Mikey's starting the first round of playoffs for the belt this week, and he didn't have a very good start with Cup.
Oh, no, I got a big old fat 0.
So, you know, the new guy in our league is looking good, looking like he's got a shot. So, and me, I'm out of it, but I've got 4 in a row under my belt, and I'm looking to finish hard, go over a 7-9 season.
Yeah.
So I'm
started what? What'd you start? 1-9. And you might get 7 wins. That's a good turn. It's a good turn.
Not bad. Well, I always come on late, but I didn't start well. Love was down, so that screwed me up for Josh. Tua was down. That screwed me up for Tyreek. My running back situation was until I made the trade with you. My wide receivers situation was kind of because of quarterbacks, and then I picked up T. Higgins, and which was a great, you know,
great move for you.
I can't even take credit for it because a guy offered it to me, and it was like I had to check it 3 times to make sure it wasn't a joke. Yeah. So I'm going to end up the season in the consolation round, but you know, if you lose, I still have, one championship up on the league, so I'm ready, and I'm ready for next year's draft. I mean, I am making notes already. I mean, I'm going to be drafted in the first 4.
But that's saying I lose.
Hey, whether you win or lose, I'm going to be drafted in the first 4.
Yes, you will. All right, guys, we're out of here. For Howie, I'm Mikey. We'll see you next week.
Peace.